How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Eric and this is my garage. Now in today's video I wanted to show you guys how you can improve the audio quality on a 2000 Infiniti G20. You can actually get a Infiniti Q45 amp and improve the audio quality on this vehicle. Now to make this work, you have to get the amp from the 1999 to 2001 Infiniti Q45. So right now what I'm gonna do is head out to the salvage yard and try to pick one of these guys out. So I'm here at the salvage yard and I found this 2000 Infiniti Q45. So this is the one that we're gonna be able to get the amp out of. So just to confirm, I looked at the barcode that they have right here. It's a 2000, so the amp is right here. Now I just need to remove it, and it looks like to remove it you have to go on top and remove the cover for the rear speakers and remove the fasteners through there. To get the amp out, I did have to remove the rear seats out of the way. Now you can't actually just remove these fasteners right here that hold the amp to this bracket. So there should be four fasteners, four of these Phillips screws holding on the amp to this rear bracket, but I did have to remove this so that I can see that there was those fasteners right there. So I'm assuming there should be four of those. Once you remove those, you should be able to remove the amp. So now that I have removed those fasteners, you should be able to just unhook this from the top like that, and then you guys can take a closer look at these fasteners that actually hold it in place. So you can actually just go ahead and remove those, and then you should be able to remove the amp. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the wiring harness so that we can take this and put it on the vehicle. When I was removing the amp out of the vehicle, I did notice that the Q45 is actually a pretty nice looking vehicle. It's very luxurious, and I don't know, who knows, maybe in the future I'll get one of these if the price is right. To install the amp on the Infiniti G20, these are some of the tools that you're gonna need. So I just have a Phillips screwdriver, a impact with a 10mm socket. You can use a 3/8 ratchet, but I'm gonna use that so it can be faster. So what we're gonna do right here is remove these fasteners on the back, which there's four of them. Go ahead and do that first. Once you remove your amp out of the bracket, this is how it's going to look. Now, from the looks of it, you are going to need a T10 security bit to remove these four fasteners back here. Also, there's going to be four fasteners on this side. So you'll go ahead and remove those so that you can remove this bracket. The reason you're removing the bracket is because you want it to mount up to the stock location on the Infiniti G20, so you do need to remove this bracket. I did want to show you guys the part number for the amp that you're going to use, so make sure that you are getting one that has this part number in order for this to work. This is the part number to the stock amp on the vehicle. As you guys can see, it's identical to the one that we are going to be installing. The only difference is the mounting bracket right here. And then again, these are the part numbers. So that's the part number for the Q45. This is the part number for the stock one. So there is some differences. I know that for this amp, the one on the Q45, it has a lot more amps on there. So with that, it's going to give you better audio quality. Now, the only thing that we're going to transfer from the original amp on the vehicle is this back plate. We're going to do this so that we don't have the Q45 looking like this. So there is four fasteners on this one as well, and then there is four on this side as well that you'll use to remove. So once you do that, you can actually get rid of this because you're not going to need it. Now, you can keep the part number if you want, but for me, I'm just going to toss this aside And we're gonna go ahead and transfer these backing plates so that ours looks like that. Now, if you guys don't have one of these bits, what you guys can do is actually just get a small flathead like the one that I have right here, and you guys are able to remove these, but you guys have to be very careful not to strip them out. So let me go ahead and show you guys. So just put some pressure on there and turn, and then you should be able to pop it out. Unless maybe this is not a good example, but I was able to remove these with one of these small flatheads. So as you guys can see, it grabbed there, and I'm able to turn it and remove it. So just keep that in mind. You guys can do this way, but you guys are running a high chance of messing up the fastener. So I wouldn't recommend this, but if you guys don't have this bit, you guys can do this as well. So on the left hand side is the Infinti Q45 amp, and on the right is the stock unit. Just looking at these motherboards, I'm not seeing any real differences, but what is actually different is inside. So we're gonna go ahead and just cover this one up with the stock cover, and as you guys can see, it fits perfectly onto the Q45. So now all we have to do is just basically bolt this back on. Now we're gonna go ahead and install the Q45 amp onto the Infinti G20. So the mounting bracket should be the same. What place? You know how I made payment? Now the last thing that you are going to do is connect the wiring harness to the amp. The Infinti Q45 and the Infinti G20 both have the same wiring connection, so they should fit. And that is how you guys install a Infinti Q45 amp on a Infinti G20. Now let's go ahead and listen to some comparisons. So now that I have everything back together, let me go ahead and show you guys a comparison between the stock amp and the Infinti Q45 amp. Right now, what you guys are going to be listening to is just some music on the stock amp. Then I'm gonna go ahead and change it to the Q45. So right now I'm just gonna play some non-copyrighted music for you guys. Now it's gonna be kind of hard for me to estimate where the volume is, but I'm just gonna leave it at the same setting for both. So right now I'm just gonna bring it up to volume. And I'm not gonna touch it once I set it at this volume. Okay, so that is the stock amp on the Infinti G20. Now I'm gonna go ahead and swap these guys out so that you guys can see the difference. Alright, so I did go ahead and connect the Infinti Q45 amp. I'm gonna go ahead and play some music. Alright, so you guys could probably make that out. It's a huge difference compared to the stock amp. It was at the same exact volume. I didn't change anything on the settings. So right off the bat, you know, there's a lot more bass. There's a lot more clarity to the music. So, I mean, for $13 that this amp costs, I think this is one of the best little upgrades that you guys can do to your audio, especially on this vehicle. I feel like it already has some pretty decent audio, but with this, it just brings it to another level. So it's something that I would definitely recommend for you guys to do. Go ahead and look for a 99 through 2001 Infiniti Q45 amp so that you guys can do this to your vehicle. I hope you guys did find this video helpful. If you guys did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Shortly after this video, I decided to also upgrade the tweeters on the Infiniti G20. So what I have right here are some tweeters off of a 2006 Nissan Sentra with the Roxford premium audio. Now I did have to modify the bracket and do custom wiring to make it fit. But after I did that, I did not regret it one bit because the tweeters actually did significantly, improve that high-pitched tone in the vehicle. So I'm very satisfied with this little mod. I would also recommend for you guys to do this.